button. Push the button.
Done it. We are live.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, and welcome.
Hello again.
Good to see you all. Welcome to our Sunday thing that we do. We have a special guest, and there she is, over there. She's
not late.
No, like I was on Edward's channel.
Oh yeah, all that.
Welcome if you're new to this, because we've had a whole new bunch of subs recently. It's all kicking off again, which is great. We go live every Sunday, and we've made the decision recently we're going to go back to getting people on and having a chat. So that's what we're doing. And
for the most part. Like the tat chat?
Yes.
It's a bit like that, yes.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So if you are watching live, hello. We'll say a few hellos before we properly introduce Lex and let people join us. We've got 74 in and rising. We've got Elaine, hello, and Will, Ben. Lots of people saying hi to all of us, and Lex. Secret Carper. Oh, beautiful Lex. There we go. And Anne.
Blush.
Babs, welcome. Pete's with us. Hi, Pete. Michelle. I'll say a few more. Who have we got? Paul, hello.
Cheryl's in. Hello, Cheryl.
Oh yeah, hi Cheryl. See Blaney, lots and lots of people. So welcome everybody.
There's a few new names.
Yeah.
Often new names. So thank you to people if you're joining us for the first time.
Yeah, if you are new, we go live every Sunday at 8. And for the time being, we're going to be having people on to chat about reselling. So Lex, in case anybody hasn't watched you, hasn't seen your channel, do you want to do a quick intro about yourself?
Okay, so hi, I'm Lex, Badbiscuit. Ta-da! I've been reselling for, 7 years, I suppose, but 5 years full time. Before that, I've had many kind of careers before that. But for a while, at the beginning of like what you guys would know as me reselling and doing YouTube, I was also a college lecturer at the same time as doing, so I was part-time lecturer and part-time reselling until one week I did a little experiment that was like to work out my hourly rate from reselling versus my hourly rate from lecturing. And I kind of realized I earned more per hour doing reselling. So I kind of binned off the lecturing and just went, right, full-time reseller it is then. So I've been doing that for properly full-time for 5 years. It started off as mainly vintage clothing, accessories, and a little bit of jewelry. And then the jewelry kind of went like that, and the clothing went like that. And now the jewelry is like... So I sell on eBay, Etsy, and now Whatnot. I've got like about 10 listings on Vinted. It's not even a thing to look at. There's nothing particularly interesting on there. It's just stuff that I happen to have listed that I haven't taken off. But yeah, so it's mainly those 3 platforms. And obviously I do YouTube and a little bit on Instagram as well, but I'm not Instagram savvy so much. So I'm not on there obsessively. But I do a little bit on there sometimes. So
fantastic. Just realised I've forgotten to put your channel link, but it will be there when this. Did you? Andrea didn't forget to put.
Thank you, Andrea.
I set up the stream and I put your channel in.
So you can all go across and sub to Lex. So please do. So are you completely jewelry now, or do you?
I would say out of all my listings, I'm about 90% jewelry. And then some clothing, and then some like vintage things, which I think are quite cool, like homewares and stuff. Like I've got some mugs, because who doesn't do mugs? You know, everyone picks up a mug for 50p and goes, wow, that's worth 20 quid. Amazing. I sold a mug today. That's how come I thought of that. And then, yeah, just interesting little trinkets and stuff. I like little boxes. Little boxes are nice. Little wooden boxes and things, always pretty. Yeah, just vintage, interesting things that I find. Nothing that's too big for me to pack quickly, because I hate packing. Like, I don't know how Cheryl does it. I think she's amazing with like her packing skills. You know, you see the piles of stuff that goes out, and I'm like, I'd need a week off after packing all of that. I'd be knackered. You know, with mine, envelope, thing goes in envelope.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, you do love it when I sell breakable things, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh, Nick,
lovely,
I've just sold a vase that's made of glass and it's this big. Oh, and a tea set. Enjoy, don't you?
Yeah, have fun, Nick.
Yes. So we thought, because we still haven't been let on the Whatnot platform to have a go. And you just come from a Whatnot show yourself. We would quiz you because we know nothing about Whatnot, and you can share your opinions and your views on what it's like, and you can let us know how it works, and hopefully that will be interesting for the chat. And in the live chat, if you have any questions about Whatnot, that's what we're going to be talking about. So line up your questions and we'll see if we can answer some. So to start off, explain basically how it works from a layman's point of view.
Okay, so if you can imagine, if you're watching like QVC, right? So like the home shopping channels. So someone is showing you something and they're going like, would you like this? Isn't it lovely? Right? You can bid on it straight away. And that's cool. But you also have, like this, the lovely social interaction with people as well. So I know that some people, like Susan Badwolf, she comes and joins in like on my Whatnot Live, not to buy anything. She's not interested in jewelry. She doesn't want that. She's just come to take the mick out of me. And we have a nice chat and stuff. Sometimes we play some music and we sing along. Today I was showing some cool vintage bits that I had no intention of selling whatsoever, but I was like, look at it, isn't it lovely? And then the chat are going like, oh, we're learning something, this is cool, like we will look out for things like that. So that's quite nice. So you bid on stuff, and then obviously it goes up, and then you have a certain amount of time, like 30 seconds, and then that's it. Whoever's won after the 30 seconds, it just goes pay, because like you put your details in, like your bank details and stuff, which is all very safe. Don't worry, it's perfectly fine. And then bing, you've bought it, and then it's on its way to you. Like, it is literally that easy, and it's really quite satisfying and very addictive. It's great.
Yes. So just quickly, because as I said before, we've not tried Whatnot yet. They've not unleashed us on the platform. So you can see the live chat on your screen, and you're doing it on your phone, I presume? Or...
So what I do is I have, I set it up on my phone. So I stream the actual like items that I'm selling on my phone, because obviously that camera is better than like that camera there. So, which is really needed when you're selling jewelry, because people want to see the close up, like how things shine, if there's hallmarks, you know, they want to see the details in things. So that's quite good. So I do it on camera there, but then I have my laptop set up next to me, and then I can, you can control things from a second stream. So I can run things, I can click on buttons, I can look at the chat on that screen, and I find that much easier than doing it all on my phone, because it can get a little bit fiddly on there, because obviously the screen's so small.
That's what I was thinking, because if you've got everything going on the phone, that's a lot of interaction and buttons to press, whereas on the laptop, I might be able to cope with that.
And because you're doing so much at the same time, so you're showing the item, describing the item, you're setting up how to sell it, you're looking at the chat, replying. So there's a lot going on at the same time. So I definitely find it easier to have the laptop going as well, because then you have a nice separation of information, you see?
As Susan, I'm waiting for the day that Lexx shows something I want to buy.
I'll get some like TARDIS necklaces. I'll get a Matt Smith necklace just for you. There we go. Yeah.
So you mentioned there about the auctions are timed. I mean, when we've done our little YouTube auctions, it just keeps going until they stop bidding, right? And it can go on forever. So do you set that? Do you determine how long an auction is?
Yeah, so there's two different types. So there's the auction, which is, so it starts at whatever time you want to start it at. So it can be like a 10 second, 15, 20, 25 or 30, I think is the longest. If it gets down to like the last few seconds and someone bids, it puts another 10 seconds onto it.
Oh.
Or there's like what they call it, like the dead something finish, where it's just a set amount of time and everyone's frantically bidding up until like that end time.
Cut off.
Yeah, so it just cuts off whatever is the there is no extension to like the
Right.
bidding time.
Oh,
Now
interesting.
I normally do like the first one, which is like you extend the bidding time, because sometimes people are like, I'm in an hour, and then they're like, oh, is it the right size? Does it match this? So it gives people just a little bit more like, oh, maybe I do want it actually, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Sudden death, that's the word.
Interesting. And you have complete control over the length and whether you set it dead cut or right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And you can set it up beforehand if you want. So mine is just like automatically set at 30 seconds. That's it. Oh, there you go. Michelle knows. Soft close versus sudden death. There we go.
And for people to find your stream, do they have to be like, do people subscribe or follow you, or how does all of that? How do people find?
So underneath my videos, my YouTube videos, I put the link, which goes to my channel or my stream. I'm not quite sure what my account. And then you can just like you do on like Instagram or Facebook or wherever, you just like go, oh yeah, subscribe to that person. And then they're like in your followed people. You can follow however many people you want. There's loads and loads of people on there. To search for people, like the way I found our little jewelry community on there now is that I clicked on the jewelry tab, which is like one of the subjects that I follow, you know, one of the genres. And then I did search by UK, and then it shows me everyone in the UK that's got shows scheduled for that week in the jewelry category. So that's how I found quite a lot of people on there as well. And it's quite nice because like now we're all getting to be friends and we pop into each other's shows and then, you know, have a little chat about stuff. And it's quite nice. It's very supportive as well, which is cool.
And there's a thing where you can send people to another stream when you finish, isn't there? I can't remember what you call that, but
it's a raid.
A raid. That's
so
it.
Yeah, you can raid other people. So say for example, today I
like
had
Vikings with picket. Like
yes, we go in and we pillage and all of that. Yes.
That's one. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very social, I suppose, then, isn't it? As well. It's
yeah. I mean, I was never on Poshmark.
Yeah.
I was never on Poshmark because to me that was just too fiddly. There was too much like you've got to go in and you've got to share a certain amount of things every day and share other people's closets. And I'm like, I've got too much stuff to do. I don't want to be going faffing, you know. So, but I understood why.
Game, wasn't it? It was like, you know, you have to get to the next level and then you can unlock this and, you know, it's like.
I know. And it just looked like far too much. And I saw other people say like on Instagram that were Poshmark sellers. And they were saying about how they spent however much time a day doing all this, doing all that. Like, why? It just seemed like a pointless thing, you know?
I was just going to quickly highlight. Hi, Raymond, by the way. Good to see you. 30 seconds, quite short. But I suppose if you're having the add-on 10 seconds every time a bid comes in, that could lengthen it. And then Once Love Treasure says, I've seen someone set up auctions that ran for minutes. They ran out of things to say and still got no bids. Shorter auctions seem to create more excitement and impulse. Yeah, because then you've got that fear of I've only got 30 seconds. I'll do it anyway.
Don't I? Yeah. Go.
Yeah, do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, and also like even today. So I had, I was like, okay, I'm going to be on for just under like 2 hours. I'll arrange about 50 things like to show, and I only got through like I don't know. 2/3 of it, probably not even that, because we were busy chatting and stuff. So I can see why people would want really short, like people do 10 seconds, like the, you know, dead finish ones, because they've got so much to go through. They're like, do you want this? Do you want this? Yep, quick, no, next one. This, next one. You know, it can be crazy and so fast paced. I'm a little bit slower on the pace.
But I think that's really nice, actually, just to have something bit different, because you know, I've watched a few different streams and it feels like everybody's just trying to do the same thing, like, you know, it's kind of like in your face kind of hard sell, and you know, I don't know.
The only one I've watched was, I think John Luke was streaming his somehow on YouTube as well, so you could just watch. Obviously, you can't bid on YouTube, so I happened to dip into John Luke's, and it felt really manic.
Yeah,
like it was. I think, did they have background music? Maybe they did. I can't remember, but it felt really full on to me. Perhaps that's part of the appeal.
It is part of it. Like, some people like watching shows like that. I've got to be honest and say that that's not my bag at all. Like, especially if I can't actually hear what they're saying because the music is too loud, and especially if they're playing music I don't like, I'm like, no, I'm instantly out of there. You know, like Shelley plays like a bit of like Fleetwood Mac and Pink Floyd, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do. The other week I was playing a bit of Portishead. I'm like, I like a bit of chill music. I like to take things a bit slower, have a bit of a chat and a cuppa. That's nice, you know.
It's interesting that clearly they are allowed to use the copyrighted music, because, as you know, here on YouTube, you just can't.
No.
Or you can, well, you can and you can't. It's complicated, but that's interesting how they get away with that.
Yeah, like mine was streaming live as there you go, as Flipping Magpie says, doesn't yours go live? Yeah, my feed goes to YouTube, but you'll get not a copyright strike, but you'll get like a little thing that goes like, the earnings to this video will go to Portishead, which is fine, you know.
And some bands and artists will just take it down. There's different levels of did you want to read Susan's question?
Susan's got a question. Do you think that Whatnot is here to stay? Will it succeed without advertising to the general public?
Now, that is a hard one to answer, because obviously, like, people thought, oh yeah, Poshmark finally come to the UK. It's amazing. And then a few months later, off it popped again. This feels different. Like, it feels just so much more instant for people, so much more enjoyable. Like I said, Poshmark just seemed to be faff, and like, and you had to load things in. So you had to do half of the work by loading in all of the things that you're going to sell. Whereas like on Whatnot, you can just go, right, everything starts at £1, go. You know, so what was that little thing that came up then? That was weird.
I saw that.
When I talked to Ellen,
I thought you were thinking something.
No, when I talk to Ellen now on FaceTime, we keep getting balloons that go up.
It's really weird.
Where have they come from? I reckon, I don't know. I reckon our streams are just haunted. Just keep getting all this happening.
I can only assume, going back to that question, I can only assume they are going to do more public promotion once they kind of get enough of us on board, the reseller community. I don't know. I would hope so.
I think sometimes though, because perhaps we're so used to eBay and we're so used to eBay bring the traffic to us, I think that sometimes we have to think of it in a slightly different way, is that maybe Whatnot is an online selling platform for people who have followers, that it's a way to then sell to our followers. That perhaps it's not, we go on there and expect loads of sales because we expect for Whatnot to, I mean, obviously it would be great if they did. It would be great if Whatnot advertised more and say, hey, new selling platform. But I think we're so used to thinking that way, we don't think the reverse way, that maybe sometimes it is kind of our responsibility to bring our people here.
Well, that was a question, and I've heard this question before, that do you think that you're doing well there because you've been on YouTube for years and built up a following? And is it
Definitely.
That?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Like I have a very nice YouTube following and a very nice like Instagram people, and I've got my Facebook group as well, who are all absolutely lovely. And definitely, I have buyers on eBay that are repeat buyers that I know by name, that I'm like, oh, hello, you bought a thing, thank you very much, as I'm sure you all do as well. And yeah, they have come over and they've gone, oh, this is actually quite cool. And I tell you what, they don't just shop with me now. I've seen them they're cheating on me in other people's. I know, how rude.
Yeah.
But
well, it's fascinating. And we've talked about this, about our subscribers supporting what we do and wanting to support what we do because they feel like they know us and they're part of our community and all of that stuff. So I can see that translates into whatnot. I mean, George has just popped in. Hi, George. Still learning the platform myself, but definitely a big part of the business going forward. And of course, George has put the effort into building a following, and they've come across to whatnot.
But
So
I
it all
wonder
makes
if we
sense.
would struggle because we sell such a wide variety of things.
Yeah, but you'd do themed ones, wouldn't you?
I suppose so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah,
we've done
you have like a themed show, so you could have like ceramics one night, you know, and then Nick does, you know, boy stuff another night.
Glamorous assistant.
So we'd have kind of, what we've done here is we've done a little preview so people can take a look at the 10 or 12 things we're going to sell when we've done a YouTube auction, so people get a heads up of what it's going to be. But I suppose if we do eventually get onto whatnot, when you kind of, do you set up the sale in advance and say what it's going to be and what's available or anything like that?
You can do that. I mean, yeah. So like I've done a show where I literally just put like to be confirmed, and then sort of made it up closer to the date. And I've just had like £2 start, £5 start, £10 start, and then God knows what it's going to be. We'll decide on the night, kind of thing. The one that I did tonight, because it was a extra special, like deluxe kind of show where I was showing like beautiful things, I did want to set it up in advance because I needed to note down all of the details, you know, like hallmarks, what's it made out of, like how much it weighs and things like that. So I did that for tonight so that I could give people as much information before they spent their money, because that's only fair.
Yeah. Do you want to read that?
Graham says you can have sudden death auctions that don't add extra seconds, so they run for the designated time only. Oh, that's what you were saying.
So some people go like
yeah,
like 10 seconds sudden death, and as people are going like bid.
Cheryl says the music grates on me.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I've heard, if we could just confirm that when you're a buyer, you put in your details, and if you are the high bidder, there's no waiting for payment. It's just it's done, right? So from your point of view, you don't, no hassle.
Yeah, it's literally just like, there you go, you paid, and then you paid like your bulk load of postage, and then basically if you buy something else after that, your postage, like on mine, it goes down to 6p for like each item after that. So once you bought something once, like for that night, ding ding ding.
Yeah. Oh, we did that in our little YouTube thing, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, we did it free,
So,
but you have to pay a tiny amount, I think, extra.
Do you set your postage then?
No, they set it. You have no control over how much it costs. You just set what weight things are.
Ah, okay, right. Okay, that makes sense.
So I set mine to like between 20 and 100 grams, because that's generally what jewelry, including their packaging, is. And then it just tots it up. Done. And so I have nothing to do with the postage costs with me at all. It's all decided whatnot, £2.70, and then 6p, 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 6p.
And whatever postage they provide, is that a tracked service, do you know?
Yes, it's every tracked.
Oh, it's every. Interesting. Yeah. And there's no choice on that.
I think if it goes to America, it's DPD. You do have the option, like I had to do it for one, where because it was going to Northern Ireland, I think it was, you can put in your own. So you can buy, say, like a Royal Mail one, and then you can put the tracking instead of like the tracking that they suggest. It just takes longer for the money to come through and stuff on that one. It's a faff, but you can do it.
Right, were you going to read that one?
Yeah, I think this is a good point. C. Blaney says, I feel that one of the attractions to whatnot is it's quicker to list on eBay. I could be wrong. I think it definitely is.
It's not quicker to list on eBay.
No, quicker. No, that's what I meant. Yeah. Quicker to list than on eBay.
I mean, can you imagine, say like next week, for example, I might have come back from the car boot sale, right? And I've got 20 things, and I'm like, oh, that would take me like half a day to list this stuff. Or I can just go, right, go live right now. This,
Yeah.
sold, gone, amazing.
But, and here's a key question perhaps, are you getting less return on your items?
I say yes, but sometimes some things,
Off.
yeah, like that you kind of get nicely surprised by. But the thing is, I think I'm quite fortunate in the sense that I have 3 platforms, all work in different ways. So I sell most of my things on eBay, and that's my like middle range, my mid tier. That's my like costume jewelry, a little bits of silver, weirdy bits, and that goes. Things might sell in a month, or things might sell in like 6 months. Etsy is my oofed. That's pricey stuff. And that is the kind of thing that, like, if something sells in 3 years, I'll be like, yeah, okay. Whatnot is right now. So I've got right now, I've got the next 3 months and the next 2 years sorted.
Yeah. And I suppose the whatnot stuff, you're happy if you make a smaller margin because you've had it for maybe a day and it's gone out of the door.
And
Yeah.
because I haven't sat there prepping it, photographing it, measuring it, doing all the item specifics, all of that.
And then you can go out and buy more, which is the fun bit.
Buy more, exactly. That's great.
I can see it's growing. The idea is growing on me.
Yeah. Libby Lou says, I think you'd need a social media presence to get the best out of it. But I could also see people finding sellers that they enjoy just as a product of using the site. Yeah, I think that's true as well. But also George says that's partly true, but there's already sellers on Whatnot with more followers and viewers than me, and they don't do YouTube at all. But
Yeah.
George, do they have Instagram and TikTok and other things like that? Because I think that all plays into it. So what do you think about that?
Well, it could just be as well that they've had some cracking shows on there and people have really enjoyed, and then they keep coming back and coming back and coming back. That's quite possible. There's people that I now watch on there that I don't think they have social media. One of them, she's Jo, Love and Hammers, right? She just does funny earrings, right? Funny novelty earrings. And I tell you what, everyone loves. She's got such an infectious laugh, and she's so funny. And her channel is growing because of it, because she's a lovely person to watch.
Yeah.
And she sells cute little things for £2, and you're like, I'll have 10 of them, you know.
I can see that will be important. If you have a personality or you do something a bit different or you offer entertainment beyond I'm flogging my stuff, that's going to make a huge difference because then people will come
I've
back.
got to say as well, I've been into some streams where there's been no personality, and it's literally like a pile of stuff and someone going, what do you want? What do you want? It's like, well, I don't want to buy from you if you're going to be like that. Like, at least talk something. Like, this is awkward. Right.
So going back to your analogy of QVC at the beginning, there has to be an element of salesmanship as in personality.
Yeah. Sorry, if you don't have a personality, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, Cheryl, do a sweary show. That would be hilarious. People would watch that.
Stephanie says, do you feel some sellers are making a loss and Whatnot, especially the ones only making £1 sales?
I mean, obviously it depends where they're getting their stock from. You know, if they're getting, you know, a bag of stuff for £5 and they've got 50 things in there, then sell things for £1. But normally they will go for more than £1, hopefully, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes I think just to have a few loss leaders to get interest on other things, and that could work.
Well, do you want to do that? And then I've got a question.
Yeah, Cheryl says, I think the difference with Lexx is what she sells and the knowledge that she has behind it.
Shucks. Thank you, Cheryl.
So what's the deal with the whole giveaway thing? Is that something that Whatnot encourages you to do, or it's just good practice, or what's the deal?
Well, it's an option on the screen, and the thing is, if you can do a buyer's appreciation, which is if someone has bought from you, then you can go like, look, if you buy something from me today, you stand a chance of winning this thing. And obviously you try and make it like, oh, I'd quite like to win that. Maybe I will buy that thing, so then I have a chance of winning that thing. And then another one is if people follow you, then you can set one up and go like, right, anyone that follows me today. So that's a good way of getting new followers. And the good thing about that as well for the person that wins it is that they don't have to pay postage then. Like, so if they win that giveaway, their postage is then free. So then they go like, oh, maybe I'll buy that one and that one, because the postage is already paid, you know?
Yeah, that's quite clever then, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Lane has
only
comment-
run one giveaway today, just one. That was a buyer's appreciation one.
Lane is commenting on it would make sense for Whatnot to advertise, surely. No one I've spoken to outside of you lot knows about Whatnot. I do agree with that, I think.
Yeah, at some point.
I mean, that's why Vinted are as huge as they are, because they've put so much behind their
Vinted are everywhere
national
advertising.
Yeah.
And so are eBay. eBay are pushing again. I keep seeing their adverts all over the place and on telly again. Yeah.
And then just going back to giveaways, can you just clear up the sort of rumor that giveaways are funded by Whatnot? Because
I've never been offered anything. So I mean, I wish like I would hint massively at them, going like, do you fancy, getting me a Cartier ring to give away, please? That would exactly whatever that bubble is doing. It's weird.
Strange.
So bizarre. Yeah, I wish, but I've never been approached for anything. I mean, they bloody well should.
Yeah, I heard that Whatnot was subsidizing some of the giveaway, and some have been really cracking things, like really expensive.
I've heard that too, and and I've also heard that that's been confirmed, and that people have signed things to say that they can't talk about it. I haven't signed anything to say that I can't talk about it, so
we cannot confirm nor deny any of the rumors.
Cannot confirm nor deny. Yeah, but I haven't been approached. I bloody wish they would.
and they won't let us on the platform, so we have to.
Rude.
Sue Reseller says, you don't need a following to do well on Whatnot. Some of the best sellers had no following, just good stock and consistency. Some have 5K plus followers just through Whatnot.
That's good to hear. Interesting.
Yeah, Brum, mine's out of my own pocket as well. Like, I literally just go like, oh, what can we? Oh, that's quite nice. Someone might like that. There you go.
Well, just seeing Brum there, I've not actually caught one of your Whatnot shows live yet, but I know you are talking about personality and making a show. Brum's the guy to watch.
And have you seen his stacks afterwards? Oh my God, he has got
there, and the entertainment value is there. But you get that with Brum anyway, right? If you watched his YouTube, yeah, so
he's hilarious.
That's how to do it.
Yeah. That is, and like I said, it goes back to personality, doesn't it? And also he loves what he does as well, and you can tell. And it's things like that gets infectious and that makes people want to buy things. Well, when he's going like, oh my God, this is like a, it's a gatefold, and it's even got like the stickers with it, and people go, oh no way, oh that's really good. It's like it's awesome to see people loving what they do as well.
Well, yeah, selling something you're passionate about personally, not just some random tat from China, that's going to be a key. I mean, if we get on there, yeah, I don't know what stuff I'll be selling, but I could see me doing records, that sort of stuff, because I could get excited about it, right?
Yeah, and then you will go, oh, actually, I don't want to, like I did today. I was like, oh, I've got this for, no, actually, I'm not going to sell it anymore. I want to keep it.
Yeah. That's my problem with vinyl.
Yeah, Brum said he's done 4 shows.
Nice.
Cleared £1,000 in 1.5 hours each time.
Well done, dude. Yeah.
Amazing, John.
Yeah.
You're changing Cheryl's mind, Lex. She says, have you been to brainwashing class?
I'm not a Mormon. Yeah, the clothing shows kind of bore me as well. Because, do you know why? It's no offense to anyone. It's just not my taste. Like, they're showing, Adidas, Nike, and I'm like, I don't wear any of those things. Where's the goth show? Where's the mod show? I want those,
Yeah, but there's clearly a market for that, because, I mean, George, if you're still in, I think he's done pretty well, and he's doing sports. I think he's specialised in sportswear or not? Or is it now just general clothes? I'm not sure. You'd have to let me know. So it's like anything that you need to, ideally be passionate about it, have a personality, and then hopefully there's a market for whatever you're selling. It's the common sense element, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Simon and Faye are in, and they say that Whatnot funded giveaways cannot be divulged, and that's why the messages are mixed.
There we go.
And there's the link for Brum's YouTube. Thank you, Susan. Oh, yes. We need to thank Ben at the end for...
Oh, yeah, we have a little moment.
It's in the larder.
I might do that in a separate video when I'm making a video in the shed, because we don't,
yes,
don't have
thank you very much for that.
We have had it. Thank you. I should have messaged you.
Oh, presents.
Yeah.
They're nice. People are so nice, aren't they?
They are.
Most of them.
Most
Yeah.
of them, yeah.
Most of them. Right.
Well, we run out of questions.
What have I got here? We've covered. Do you get the same?
Oh, someone just asked, how is what? So Whatnot do take a percentage. You know me, I'm not very good with paying attention to things like that. I think it's about 10 to 15%, something like that. There we go.
That was your next
So
question.
whatever.
How do the fees work?
How do the fees work? So 10 to 15% roughly. I mean, maybe people can confirm that in the chat.
There we go, 30%. Yeah,
so
see,
that's kind of on a par with eBay then, really.
Much lower than eBay, really.
Oh, you're jewelry though, aren't you? And they hiked that.
Yeah. So mine, it was 13 point something percent, and then they've just put it up again. And then plus, of course, you've got like your, like George says, you've got like your 30 pence transaction fee and stuff like that as well. So to me, it makes more sense, especially with fine jewelry. Like, I'm not selling my fine jewelry on eBay anymore because they've hiked it up and they've lost me there, you know.
8% plus 2.9%, so 10.9. There's the 13 pretty much, isn't it? No, hang on, that's just 11. And then 30p.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a good question before as well, because I was wondering about returns. Are you bound by distance selling, I assume, so you've got to accept returns anyway?
See, have not had that issue yet. No one has complained or anything, but I have heard, because I think Shelley had a problem with some of hers not turning up and Whatnot. We're just like, we deal with all of the complaints, we deal with like all of the whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know yet. I know that sounds really naive, but yeah, I don't know. Won't know until that problem arises.
I can only assume they have to abide by distance selling. So if someone wants to return something, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Right? I can only assume. Hey, Fauna, good to see you. Can I just add, as a buyer, you need to set up a wallet, basically providing payment details up front. Yeah. And then should you be a winner, the money goes straight across to the account.
Oh, here's a question from Ia. That's quite an interesting one. Can you shield your facial identity on camera on Whatnot, or are you committed to showing yourself? Yeah, well, I saw Tom's stream, and he was just had the camera on the products, so you could just see his hands.
Tom, the English picker.
Yeah. So I guess
people like seeing what it is that you're selling as well. Like if you're doing it on your phone, you can obviously have like front and back facing. So there's a function on there where you can like choose whether like what phone, like what camera you're using. So you can just have it facing your goods if you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like switch between the two.
Yeah. And I've seen like George and John Luke, because they're doing clothing, they're quite a wide angle, sort of stood there with a clothes rail in a room.
Yeah.
Whereas yours will be much more close up and intimate because it's tiny little stuff mostly.
Yeah.
Hello, Stall says, I think auctions have different regulations to straightforward purchases.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
So Susan says, I don't think distance selling regulations apply to live auctions, but don't quote me. That's a vague memory I have from somewhere.
Isn't that odd if it doesn't apply? There was an interesting point there. Was it Teresa?
Oh, hang on. Josh says, live auctions are sold as seen from memory.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is interesting.
I suppose if you look at like an auction house, like a proper auction house, then it's the same, isn't it? You can't take things back to an auction house. I don't know.
It's buyer beware, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
that is different. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Brilliant.
The coops.
An easy return process.
The coops. Is that? I think so. Do you get feedback on items? Yeah. Is there any feedback rating going on?
Yeah, and also the when you say once you've had a delivery of like your lovely orders for that day, the next time you go onto the app, it'll go, "Can you rate your orders, please?" And go like, "Yes, 5 stars, absolutely brilliant." So, yeah. But I'm not sure if it like on eBay, you're like, "Oh, I've just had a negative," and now you get bumped down, and I don't think that happens. I think it's just I don't think it affects your algorithm or anything like that, because it would have no need to.
Betsy says, I've had faulty items and have sent photos and been refunded.
Here we go.
I think just in general, Sue Blaney says, I've recently returned something
Mislisted.
that was mislisted.
Well, that's fair.
Lou says, I think you could still lodge a return for an item not as described, damaged, etc. Wrong item sent, counterfeit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you select like UK only if you particularly wanted to, or is that not an option that you've seen?
I think you can.
Right.
I haven't got it set on mine because I have sold to Canada and America. I think obviously what might, put people off is the postage costs, because I've seen how much it is to post from America to here, and it's like $20 standard. And I'm like, $20, like I'm gonna have to buy a lot of things to really make that kind of worthwhile.
Mark is saying, how much is the referral fee paid to resellers? No, to the seller, sorry. Obviously, YouTubers would like their following to use their link. Seen a YouTuber use their fees to buy stock on Whatnot to sell smart.
I did the same, because obviously in the first week, a bunch of my followers like, okay, we'll sign up through your link, which was great. And then there was all differing amounts. Some of them were $5, some were a tenner, some were £20. I don't know why. There didn't seem to be any difference in their accounts or something. So don't ask me. That was a Whatnot thing. And then I had a bunch of credit, and then I went and bought stuff with it because happy days. But then they get credit as well.
So the credit you get is only to buy stuff on other auctions on Whatnot, right?
Yeah. So it goes round.
Interesting.
Hello, El Reventa said, I did one Whatnot show. The economics didn't add up for me. There is their market. There is no market there yet. Maybe that's what that says. In my opinion. Good luck to all those smashing it. I love watching the shows. It's just not for me at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. It's not going to be for everyone. And it's like, and like I said, we're so used to eBay bringing the traffic to us, and sometimes we have to think of it a bit differently. That we have to maybe create the traffic or create the buzz or get the following, or and it's work, but in a different way, isn't it?
I think you're right. I think it is a different part of your brain you've got to engage. The whole personality thing, the whole making a show out of it thing. With eBay, it's list and forget and just take some nice pictures. There's not a great deal more to it, perhaps. So training yourself to treat a sale very differently. So it's all been very positive so far. Is there anything you found that is a negative, or something you would change, or have you not come across anything yet?
The spelling of jewelry, for a start, because it's the American spelling.
Right.
Grates on me just a little bit. I think the back end of stuff is a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. It might be just because I haven't really found my way around it, and I don't know what each button does, or there's things that I want to do and I'm like, I can't. Is there a function for that? I don't know. There's things that I'm used to doing. Even things like, so you get sent like a report. You get an email to you. This is how much you have sold in this show. I would like that, and I might feed this back to them, just going, and this is how much you will pay in fees. That would be really handy when it comes to do the accounts in a few weeks' time,
Absolutely.
So you know, things like that. It's like, that's a bit annoying that doesn't happen.
So fees, is that coming out of your revenue, or do you have to pay that separately?
No, it comes out. So say if you make like £100 in the show, it'll go, this is your fees for this, and then it'll leave you with whatever's left that you then transfer out.
Yeah, so you do. So you'll get like a turnover and whatnot figure, but you do need to know the breakdown. So you're not accounting for that. Yeah. Okay.
What's this question? Is this your last question?
Oh no, I've already done that.
Okay, because I wondered if it tied into this. Can you do the auctions when you want and as many as you want?
Yeah. You can go for 24 hours if you really wanted to. You can schedule 10 shows a day if you wanted. It is just like, it's completely up to you. I mean, obviously you kind of work out what is the best times for you when you think people that will buy your stuff are likely to be on. So say, for example, if I was selling kids clothes, I might be on in the daytime, because that would make sense, because like the mums are at home going like, oh yeah, buy some kids clothes, you know. If you were selling, I don't know, like hip hop clothing or whatever, I don't know what the kids like, then you might, you know, go out and late in the evening and into the night, you know. So just got to figure out where your audience would be.
Yeah. Lainey said, I got £10 when signing up through Lexx's link. It doesn't cover the postage. So, yeah.
Jackie there said she's heard sellers complaining on their lives about the fees and hunting. Is that the right word? As if it's not worth their, and hinting it's not worth their while. Interesting.
Well, I think that's quite. I've seen people do that as well, going like, oh, it's not worth me selling this. Then it's not like, oh, you know, you need to bid this up. It's like, you can't be begging from your viewers like that. That seems like desperation. Like, just don't do it then. Just don't, you know.
Or set. I assume you can set the starting price.
Yeah, you can set. So don't start things at £1 if you're not willing to sell it for £1.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've all been there on eBay. Oh, I'll put this on at 99p stock, so I'm so confident this will fly, and oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Start things at the price that you're willing to accept for it. That's across the board, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the compliments on the stream. If you're enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up.
Leanne says, do you know how many UK resellers are on Whatnot? I went to the Resale Summit, which they sponsored, and we were told they had 200, which I thought there would be more.
Well, they'd have 201 if they'd let us on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're out there, Whatnot, how long have we got to wait? It's been so long now. And then we tried through some other...
The ambassador program.
We tried through the whatever the ambassador program is to promote it with them, and they're ignoring us still. So I don't know. What have we done?
Rude.
Yeah, we'd love to give it a go. Whether, like you were saying, Lex, it won't be for everyone, and whether it would suit us and what we sell, I don't know. But I'd love to try. Right? It's hard to have an opinion until you've had a go.
Yeah, absolutely. I was scared at first. I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. And then as soon as I did it, I'm like, I love it.
That's fantastic.
Stall said there's a standard 40p PayPal fee per item. So consider that when you are starting at £1.
Oh, so there wasn't there a 30p standard fee as well as a percentage on the fees? And
if I sell something, if I sell something for £1, I get 59 pence. I know that.
Okay.
So. I can do the maths on that.
Michelle is asking, did you use a reference when you signed up for Whatnot?
Well, I signed up about a year ago when I first heard about it, because I knew that it was coming to the UK, because I'd seen some Americans like selling on it, like, because I watch a lot of American jewelry channels as well. And I was like, I want in on that. I want to do it. And it took a whole year for them to get round to me to go, yeah, go on then. I'm like, thanks.
Well, I remember you telling us about that a year ago in January.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's taking that bloody long.
When did we first apply? Do you remember?
Just after Lexx told us about it.
So it's been a year and a few months.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I suppose we were waiting for them to sort of unlock vintage as such, because that's what we applied for.
Yeah.
And I think that's happened now, but still, we're not hearing anything.
We could try and apply again, and I'll say I do media and board games. See if that helps.
Yeah, try a different category. And also, I mean, I was nagging them at some point because I knew that the jewelry section was being opened, and I was literally every week going like, can I do it now? Can I do it now, please?
We're not a company, Ken.
Don't start that again. We're only just over the trauma, right?
Yeah, like Susan says, there you go. 59p from £1 sounds like 11% plus 30p transaction fee. Yeah, there you go. That's
Yeah,
what they
but still we're saying about 40p to PayPal.
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't pay nothing. Nothing goes from PayPal for me. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Excellent. How are we doing for time? Oh, we still got 10 minutes. Wow.
Leanne said,
Quiz.
someone at the summit spoke to Whatnot as they were waiting, and they said they would look at their application.
Okay.
Okay.
How have they not heard of the Nick? I know, right?
How rude.
Well, we put when we applied to the ambassador type program to get in, they ask you, do you have YouTube? Do you have a following here and a following there? So that we did share all of that stuff, but there's still they're in no rush to get us on.
It is a bit weird that they're like, show us your stock that you have to sell, and I'm like, I'll just take a picture of my boxes. Like, what do you want me to? This necklace and this necklace. Like, we'd be here forever, mate.
Yeah, I remember we went up to your
Took pictures
just took pictures of shelves full of crockery. Perhaps that put them off. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, maybe like, was it El Reventa? Just said go for the clothing category, go for trading cards. That's what I should have done in the first place. Go for Disney. Yeah, I'm going to sell Disney stuff, whatever. And then
so it's not like they let you on and then you can only sell within a category.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you like once you're on.
Yeah, as long as the category's open, you can sell in it. So I foolishly just went, oh yeah, I'm applying for the jewelry category, which meant that I had to wait for a year. Whereas I should have just gone like, yeah, I sell Disney shit, and then I would have been on straight away.
What's to stop you going live and selling whatever you want anyway?
Nothing at all. That's what I mean. I was stupid and I didn't do that.
So it doesn't matter what category you're in, full stop. You could just say, here's a pint glass.
Although I was, I've just been ungated for selling luxury handbags. I'm like, when am I going to sell luxury handbags? Like, no, but thanks.
You just had a sale.
Just had an Etsy sale.
Etsy sale in the building.
Hey.
Exciting. What is it? Oh, it's Disney.
It's Disney.
Disney Winnie the Pooh cup for $24.99. Nice.
Leanne said, did we mention how many subscribers we had? We did, because they asked.
They asked. and they still don't seem that bothered. We can all see, was there steam coming out of my ears? Because normally when I think either my tongue comes out or steam comes out.
Yeah, exactly. They can't police it, can they? They can't, check everyone's stream going, you said you were only going to sell Disney mugs and you're selling a pie.
I assume there's certain things that you cannot sell on there anyway. I mean,
I think if you
sweets and stuff like that, because I've seen on, I think it's Instagram, I've seen people doing live streams selling sweets. I don't know if you can do foodstuffs. Maybe that's another category. They're like, no.
I have not seen that as a category. But Sylvia wants me to say, mention the buy it now list. You can also set up a buy it now thing as well if you want to have listings as well as your auctions, and people can buy those at any time. So don't have to be online. You can also just set up a load of things in your store that people can also buy. There
Oh,
you go.
wow. So that's a permanent listing of stuff.
Yeah.
Crumbs.
Yeah, I have seen that actually.
Wow. I need to actually go on the. I've not even bothered to go on the app really yet. So maybe I should do that. Excellent. Well,
Okay, so should we put out for people to put words
yeah.
of wisdom?
I think we've covered that. That was really interesting, and I've learned some stuff.
Yay!
Yay. If you're watching after the fact and you still have questions, if you pop them in, I'll read them. And if it's stuff we can't answer, I'll bug Lexx and we'll try and get you some answers. So let us know below. We normally end our streams with words of wisdom. We try and get this lot to give us some wisdom, right? See if that works out. So
Let's say you're not going to get any from me, I'm afraid.
I've just accepted an offer.
We've just sold on eBay as well. It's all kicking off.
Locally and Stone Market.
She wants to come pick it up.
Well, I don't know. I was wondering if they might, but she bought a vase earlier, the Bezic one.
Okay, so she bought 2 vases.
Yeah, so hopefully wants to come and collect it, because otherwise you've got a package of them.
Please. Yeah, so let's see if we've got any wisdom. To what not? Hang on. To what not, or what to what not? That is the question. I'm not even sure I read that right.
Just say it 10 times drunk. Yeah, good luck.
Neil, just quick.
Oh.
What's the highest number of viewers people have seen in a whatnot sale?
My highest has been about 80 or 90, I think, at like the peak, but it's normally around about the 40 to 50-ish, which is nice. That's, that's more than enough for me.
Words of wisdom. Give whatnot a go. You don't have anything to lose. It's not for me and didn't add up, but some people love it and all power to them. Yep. That stands to reason, doesn't it? In everything we do, right? If you don't enjoy it, don't just keep banging your head against a brick wall because someone else is doing it. If it's not right for you, absolutely. But we would love to give it a go. Mine
is always feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, I try and live by that. Yeah.
Lady says, watch Lexx on Whatnot. Funny and fabulous, and soon to be selling pies.
Pies, sparkly pies.
You should get your mum on there with her jam.
Not allowed to sell the jam. All of the jam is ours. It's my jam.
Whatever.
Not allowed.
Secret Carper says, if you think the cost of winning is high, just wait until you get the bill for regret.
Bloody hell.
It's deep.
By the way, we're going to ask you to pick one of these, Lexx. So,
God, okay.
Cliff says, pick your dog. If he won't walk past the pub, pick your dog up. If he won't past the pub. Cliff came to see us during the week, and we went for a little walk up the road, and Jeff got scared by a noise and just wanted to go to the pub. So,
to be fair, no matter what's going on, if we try and walk past the red line up the road, Jeff is pulling with all of his might to the door. He likes the pub. We
don't really take him to the pub, but we went in there a couple of times with him before, and now he sees it as a place of safety. So he just so Cliff now thinks we just live in the pub, and
he's a pub dog. Steve, hi Steve. If you don't try, you don't know. Makes sense. Raymond, what not? Why not? Straight to the point. Flipping Maggie, search out those Disney items at the next charity warehouse sale for your new whatnot application.
Yes, honestly, Disney, you're like straight on, I swear.
Right. Okay, that might be next plan of action. Have we got any more? Let's have a look. We've got answers to the 485 was the highest I've seen on whatnot. I've seen 500 over $1,000 in a whatnot sale. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's a whole different beast in America. I think it is huge.
Yeah. Look at that, Michelle.
Yeah, that's America.
Few popular sellers with over 3,000.
And I've seen some celebrities have been doing it as well. Like they've had celebrity whatnot shows. Yeah.
Post
Yeah.
Malone selling cards.
Yeah. Crazy. So it is, it's, yeah.
On the biggest streams, 150, but soon dropped, was 300 odd on a charity one. Nice. Fauna says, words of wisdom. Buy shiny things from Lexx. There you go.
There you go. We've got a winner.
Do you want to read that one?
Work
Chris?
harder than you might, just not fail. Work harder than you might, just
Work
then
harder.
you might just not fail. I can't read tonight.
You've even got your glasses on.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't make sense to me. Work harder than you might. Then you might just.
And the next one, please.
I can't cope.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
Rain is not raining.
Oh, I've already said that, Cliff. You put it twice. Porky says, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
That there, yes.
Jeff's an alcoholic.
That might be the winner. It's not a word of wisdom, but
No,
I like
that
it.
is not
true.
Susan. Right, I think that might be it. Is there one that you fancy or sticks out to you?
This one.
Yeah, it's true.
The words of wisdom.
Yeah, but it's true. No, I like the playing one.
Blaming Jeff for all the times you go to the pub.
Sorry, which one?
The playing one.
Porky's.
Porky's discount. Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Growing up, it's a choice, and we're allowed to disagree and not do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lexx. We do appreciate it.
Yay.
And we're glad that it's working out and you found something that you enjoy and it's going so well. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Had a good show tonight and it was good fun and it was a good one. Yeah.
Fantastic. So again, link for Lexx is below because you remembered to put it there. So you can go and follow Lexx's channel and find Lexx's whatnot and follow on there and do all that good stuff.
Wait. You can even.
Ooh.
There you go. It's QR code.
Clever.
Get your phones out and scan that.
Hang on, let's just.
I mean, like, don't actually do that. You can just follow a link. It's fine. That's just really complicated and stuff. But yeah.
Solo layout. Should I do that?
They will find you. Oh, that was big
They'll
enough.
find me. It's okay.
Right. So thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Stroke the like button lovingly on the way out. Thank you very much. We will do this all again next week. I don't know if we have a guest.
We haven't got one lined up, but it is Easter Sunday, and we may possibly be in a different location.
We may be
We're
somewhere
probably
in the pub with Jeff.
In the pub with Jeff.
A live stream still, but we may be somewhere different.
So that may not stop us having a guest on and having a chat about something.
It may not do, or we might just have a chat.
How mysterious. Wow.
You'll have to tune in to see.
Yeah. Right, we're going to leave you there. Thanks again to Lexx and thanks to everybody watching. We'll see you all soon. Cheers. Ta-ra. Keep waving. Keep waving. Keep waving.